Hi, here I would like to show you how to make use of Doctor Assist in your dental clinic. So over here is the main page of Doctor Assist. At the left, you can see the menu from main registration, appointment, and etc. So it's the shortcut to all the functions that you need to use. So at the main page, you can see the today's queue and today's appointment. So currently, there's only one patient has already made appointment for 5 p.m. for checkup. Patient name, doctor, and what is the status? The status is empty, meaning that the patient had yet to arrive, and a lot of other informations that about the patient. So let's say now you have one new patient coming into your clinic. So you would like to register the patient. Just click on registration and slot in the IC to the My Card reader. Click on My Card. Yeah. Okay, sorry, just now it couldn't read for the first time, but quickly now within 5 seconds, the patient information already transferred into the system with the with the photo, name, date of birth, IC number, and please define whether the patient is a normal cash paying patient or panel patient. So basically, you can add on the list of panel into this drop down box. So select normal patient, put in the phone number, and over here, the address will be also from the IC. So it's optional for you to put in the emergency contact phone number and also the emergency contact relationship. So basically, all those additional details you can actually fill it in optional, but at the same time, you can also set which item is compulsory to fill. For example, if let's say that you would do some marketing using the email blast, then in that case, I would suggest for you to put the email address as a compulsory to fill. So once you have done that, without filling in the email address at the counter or by the nurse, they can't actually proceed to save and register the patient. So for example, right now, I also would like to keep track to know how this patient get to know us. How do you know us? So the counter can actually check with the patient how they actually get to know. For example, maybe from Facebook, or could be referred by another doctor, referred by friend, so they can actually track it precisely. So over here, the drop-down box, you can actually put it in your own list. So this is very useful because of by day end, you can actually generate a report to know that whether the marketing resources that you have actually pumped in the money give you the result. So this is where how do you know us that I would strongly to recommend you to use it. So beside that, at the counter, they may ask the patients about the allergy, medical illness that the patient's having currently. Relationship is like to link up the patient's relationship. So for example, the parents bring the kids, so they can actually link up the relationship by quickly searching for the patient name. So see, you can actually quickly look, match the patient. So let's say this is a patient and children, so you can add. So now this patient son is Rojan Dan. Okay, so once you have done that, just click save. The patient is registered successfully. Click OK, and now the system will actually prompt you to put the patient into queue. So you can quickly just select the reason of the patient's coming for the appointment, maybe for checkup, and this list customizable. So this will be your own clinic list. Patient complaints optional to key in, category, whether it's a confirmed tentative or you want to put under waiting list. So let's say it's a confirmed appointment, is a walk-in patient. So location, which room the patient's to go to, which doctor the patient seeing, Dr. Ahmad, room 1, and currently waiting. So over here, you can see that we are tracking the state by status and the time they check in. So we will be able to give you a report of the durations by status. So in that case, if you would like to know, or maybe you're receiving complaints from the patients that the waiting time is long, so you can actually generate a report to understand in which area that you need to improve in terms of the waiting time. So once saved, you could see the patients at the main page now. 440, the patient, new patient is here. How do I know it's a new patient? Because this patient is actually showing the indicator new patient. The patient is new, which just registered just now without a medical record. But for the second patient is an existing patient in green. So other, yeah, short, quick indicator. So for the doctor, if let's for the counter, they may come across another patient right now come into the clinic who is an existing patient. Simple, quick search by IC number, name, phone number, or etc. So let's say, or even by call, right? They can actually check with the patient where is your IC number or maybe phone name. For instance, I would like to check in this patient. Noreen Yap. Okay, so put the patient into appointment and also Dr. Ahmad. So now at the main page, I have a few patients right here waiting. So for the doctor, very simple. The doctor will be actually, for Dr. Ahmad, who actually log in as Dr. Ahmad, he will be able to see who are his patients that currently in queue. So what he need to do is just to double click on the patient and create a new medical record. So there's a blink, right? Just follow the autopack. So I will come into this page to record the patient medical record. So basically we have an option of hand note or case note. So for the case note is where the doctor can actually key in using the keyboard. So for example, history, tooth pain for the week. Diagnosis, this list is actually it's a shortcut for you to put into the diagnosis, and this list customizable. You can actually put in your own list, and you yet can actually add on note. What is the findings? For example, so once you have done the record, you may would like to actually quickly put in the treatment charges. So let's say I wanted to do actually a scaling for the patient. So pricing, which is already preset. Let's say periodontal scale, 150, add into the bill. Any prescription, just click on the prescription. Paracetamol 500 mg tablet. So maybe I just would like to put when needed, total egg quantity that I would like to dispense to the patient, and maybe I would like to charge $1. So this price could be preset or could be leave empty for you to actually key in. But most time, the clinic will actually preset a standard price. So add into the bill. Or when there is no enough stock, so basically you can't actually prescribe the medication. So now say I would like to actually prescribe paracetamol 750 mg, also for 8 unit at the price of $1. And I could put when needed, or maybe there's a dosage or whatever drops table that tablet that you can actually prescribe. So once you have done that, you just add into the bill. Yeah. So basically that's all done for this patient. So next you can actually save and leave the medical record and pick up another patient. Go to queue. So now there's one patient has already done by Dr. Ahmad, and the status automatically changed to settlement because of bill already created for this patient. And Dr. Ahmad would like to actually pick up another patient, Noreen. So just double click on Noreen. But this patient is an existing patient with the old medical record. So for now, doctor can just actually create a new medical record and call the patient into the room. And as I said that there is actually option for the doctor to use a hand note or a case note. So for the hand note, meaning that the doctor can scribble by using a tablet pen with a tablet. So tooth 8, maybe tooth 17, Yeah, so, and the doctor can actually put the prescription here as well. So the doctor can just write, can even change the color. Yeah, make note at a plan note of example like this, or could be even using the dental chart. So some doctor who actually prefer to scribble or instead of using the keyboard, right? Then he may write this idea using the dental chart, but you scribble straight away in the system. The advantage of using this is that you can go paperless totally without any cards. So there's no more card documentations for the patient, no patient file. Everything is actually stored in the system, and the storage is very small. The reason is because of we don't store as a home image. We store only the scribbling the lines, the ink. So it's very small. Just 1 KB for one medical record is very, very small. So you can actually write notes here as well. Then you can actually make a cavity or any note that you want to. And beside the blank note dental chart, it's customizable. You can put in your own template, any template that you like. It could be something like a diagram like this so that you can actually explain to the patient what exactly is implant, because most patients, they can't imagine what kind of treatment that you're actually doing for the patient. So you can actually make use of this to do some explanation, make them understand what is implant, and could be many, many, many other examples. In fact, doctor, you can even put in a consent form for the patient to sign off straight away from here. And date. So see, and the consent form can be stored as it is in here. So this is actually for the case note. Back to the hand note, which is just now another patient that I've demo. Or else, doctor, we have an advanced dental chart for your consideration. So this dental chart always comes with 3 layers, as you see. The first layer is E, examination, which is like what you observe plus the history of the patient. C is current treatment, so it's today treatment. P is for planning. So for example, now this patient is here and I would like to do the notation blocking. So we, even for the block, we have actually 2 options for you to choose. First is actually for the nurse to block on behalf of you. What they can do is that, doctor, when you're actually examining your patients and you would like to do a, say for tooth 2, 3, you do notice a nasal cavity. And for 2, 3, you would like to do a nasal composite filling. So you see, doctor, what you actually, you can just sound it and the nurse, without even not a trained nurse, understand the surface, they can also able to help you to block this thing. Yeah. So this is actually for the method 1. Method 2 could be done by the doctor as or a trained nurse, which is a fast block by choosing the notation, for example, extraction. So now I would like to extract 2 teeth, 2, 7 and 2, 5. So by just selecting the notation, you can straight away plot a few tooth. So this is actually a faster way, but suitable for the use of doctor and also a trained nurse, because then they actually understand surface as well. For example, composite filling, the surface, and also this surface will be very easy for them. And if let's say you would like to actually suggest the patient to go for a let's say for implant in the future. So for the extracted tooth, 1 implant, 2 implant. So what they actually reflect beside is just showing in the dental chart, it also linked to the billing. You see, what I have done for today, current treatment, is actually composite filling, extraction, and in fact, for the extraction, it's quite a specific. Maybe I would like to charge more for this patient. Preset price 90 ringgit. I want to charge 110. yes, you allowed to still change the price. And this can link to the bill. You can click generate bill, and it will actually reflect in the bill straight away. So now straight away, you would see that the bill has already created for composite filling 3 units. How much? Then extraction, how much? The total bill of 820. So you do not need to actually have a double job. You can straight away put in the tender chart and create the bill. Save. And for treatment plan, as per previously, I've actually done a few planning for the patients, and this will actually come with the prices as well. You can also generate a quotation for your patients to do some financial planning. Just click on generate quote, and you can give this treatment plan to your patient. Beside that, treatment history, you can actually scroll down one glance, you can see what you have done for the patients. Or another option would be flick back to the previous note. So you can flick to the last medical record by just clicking on previous. Or if let's say you want to see specific date, you can select just the date. So this is actually for today. So you can see that we have options of hand note, case note, tender chart. And beside that, doctor, you might like to actually take a photo or an X-ray from the patient. So you can also attach the X-ray into the system as well to the patient medical record. For example, if let's say we actually created a shortcut from your digital X-ray and pull under one folder, you can quickly actually pull out, attach it into the patient medical record. For example, I've actually captured these two X-ray. I can even actually display it side by side. And this not just for you to keeping the patient medical record, the X-ray, but for you to actually show to the patient the progress. Yeah, besides that, you can also actually take photos if you would like to. There's a webcam that actually attached to your PC. Then you can actually capture. Oops. Here, not actually limit for you to take a photo or attach a X-ray image. It could be any file. So you can also attach a Word, video, PDF, patient blood result, any format of document. So, and last but not least, you can also make use of the letter function for you to issue a letter for your patients. So you can actually preset all the letter format into the system. For example, a referral letter. So you can actually add on your own note. Once you save, just click on print. And this document already come together with the patient details, your clinic logo, and the content. Print it out, sign it off, and give it to the patient. So over here, we are keeping a copy as well. So let's say this is the patient full medical record, and you also would like to call the patients to come back another day. So you can actually click on appointment. Just put in next action is like maybe you want the counter to put in the appointment for the patients 2 weeks later. So you can put the short form of 2W, save. Okay, so you can just save the medical record and go back to the queue to pick up another patient. So at the counter, the nurse will actually see that, oh, there is 2 patients is under settlement status. And I would like to actually collect the payment. So for this first patient, I'm calling upon Tan Wan Ling, and I see there's an overdue charge. Just click on overdue charge. And there's a bill of 158. Double click on this bill and follow the instruction, the blink, click on pay, which payment method the patient actually using. So this list customizable, so you can actually put in your own list as well. So let's say the patient pay by cash, pay. And you can just follow again the blink, click on the print invoice. patient name, amount, settled. So let's say the patient don't want the itemized bill because just now it's itemized with the what exact treatment or the medications that given by the patient, right? Yeah, you can also unclick the itemized printing, print again. Will just show you a lump sum figure, 158 for treatment and medication, and by cash. That's it. Yeah, this is actually for first patient, second patient, Noreen. Double click again. Yeah, the nurse will see there's an overdue charge. Click on overdue charge and not paid. So now maybe for this patient, we would like to collect partial payment. Maybe because of the patient would like to split the payment by half by credit card, half by cash. So you just click on pay. Or in fact, this patient having a prepaid because this patient have paid deposit to the clinic before. So the system also actually telling you that this patient's having a prepaid balance of 250 ringgit and would you like to use prepaid to pay off for this? So you can actually pay 215 from the deposit. Okay, and there's a outstanding balance of 605. You can also collect another payment by patient paying by MasterCard 605. 605. Yep, correct. Yeah, so that is 2 receipts. And you can print invoice together with the payment details for this patient. Patient name and what is the treatment. 2 payment ID. One is actually by the prepaid, another one is by MasterCard. And again, this format is our standard format, customizable if let's say you require some fine-tuning on the receipt or invoice. So once we have done that, right, basically, doctor, you can see that now these 2 patients, the status automatically changed to close because you have actually processed the whole bill. And nonetheless, we can also, like the nurse might like to actually check on whether this patient require a next appointment. So this thing, if let's say you want to put it to the front, then you can actually do so as well, so that the nurse will never actually overlook on putting the appointment for the patient. So for this patient, doctor actually indicate that this patient is supposed to come back 2 weeks later. So what they need to do is just that double click on here, 2 weeks, right? So repeat the appointment. Just it's a shortcut. Repeat the appointment. Is it also for scaling? Maybe yes. Then 2 weeks later. So you can actually choose 2 weeks from now, 29th of May. Check with the patients whether that the patient okay with 29th of May. Maybe instead of coming at 5 p.m., he wanted to come at 2 p.m. Check on availability. Yeah, see, actually Dr. 29th of May, Dr. Ahmad is free. So just double click and basically we confirm the appointment safe. Now the patient has secured the appointment on 29 May with Dr. Ahmad. This is for the appointment making. So you can see how simple to use our system to complete the whole flow of the operation from registration to medical record to billing and also settlement. Another one thing that I would like to actually show to you is that by day end, for the counter or maybe for the doctor, you can also very easily to do the day end closing summary by using our system. So what you need to do is go to billing and select the date. You can see that 2 patients have actually made the full payment, and you can actually click on print day end closing summary to check on the details, payment list by cash or by card or by prepaid, credit note if let's say there's any prepaid list, any prepaid that you have actually collected from the patient or maybe spent by the patient, casual status summary. This is important for you to double check whether that the cash tally with the collection from the system, total sales. So you can actually check from here, or if let's say you would like to print it out, so you can just click print click OK, and you get the full record of the summary of collection invoice today. And doctor, not to forget, right, it's important as well for us to track who actually settled, collected the payment. It's actually by the user, the specific user. And we also have another function which is done by. So let's say the clinic, the doctor will actually only return the note, and the nurse will actually help the doctor to create the bill. So they can also tie this bill to the specific doctor by work done by. So from there, we can actually trace or maybe generate report for doctor commission purposes. So everything you can just keep track in the system. You can really go paperless with Doctor Assist. So next, I would also like to show you on the appointment part. So appointment, we have a very friendly slot view function. So you can actually go by doctor view or location view. So you can see that if let's say that now on the 15th, I would like to see the occupancy by room, by location, you can do that. By doctor also can. So for example, I want to see all doctor appointment slot. So you can actually see that there are a few patients queue up here, having appointment here, and the color indicate the type of appointment. So we actually have defined the color. For example, we do is this light blue, checkup is dark blue, red, yellow, and so on. So this one is actually is easy for you. By one glance, you know roughly what kind of patients that you are expecting for today or maybe the next few weeks. So this color you can actually customize according to your favorite, the status, and also the room and the doctor. So if let's say the patient actually call up and asking for appointment, the nurse can also come to this slot view quickly to check whether the doctor actually having an appointment, having a slot. So they can actually just double click on the slot and put in the patient name. If let's say it's the existing patient, can also search by the patient name, or if let's say it's the new patient, they can click on the box new registration. But sometimes for some new patient, they just call in, you can actually ask for their name, phone number, and put in the appointment type. So let's say the patient say, I just want to come for a checkup and with Dr. Susan. You can also put in the duration, 10 minutes, save. So the appointment has already blocked. But if let's say the patient call again, want to reschedule the appointment, this can always drag and drop. So if you come across a patient that would like to actually check whether on the 20th of May, also having a slot, you can just click on control, click on 21st. So you can actually see the slot side by side. So let's say this patient eventually want to reschedule to 21st of May, also with Dr. Susan, you can just drag and drop and put under Dr. Susan 21st of May. So it's as simple as this. You can actually put in another third day as well. 15th, 21st, 23rd immediately. So next, doctor, I would like to also show you how would you be able to remind your patients for their appointment. So as we know that a lot of time the clinic might actually call up the patients, but by using a system, you have an option by sending SMS or WhatsApp to the patient. So it's so much easier because we know that a lot of patients, they may not pick up your call, especially when they are busy at work. So from here, the nurse can actually select the period of time. Let's say I actually select 1st of May till 15th of May. So I have actually a list of patients that have already made appointment with the clinic. So I can actually click on compose SMS message. And over here, there's actually preset template, options of template they can actually use. So let's say I'm using appointment reminder. So the preset is hi, name of the patient, you have an appointment date, and please don't forget resources. Resource is actually the clinic name. Thank you. So if let's say you don't like this, you can always actually change the content. Please call to reschedule, for example. So here we actually consist all the patient's name and phone number. And sorry, because due to this is a demo set, so other patients without phone number. So normally we actually list down all the phone number, and from here you can just click send, and all the patients will receive the SMS instantly. Another option will be WhatsApp. So what would be the advantage of using WhatsApp or SMS? So basically both is easy because of you do not need to actually call one by one again. Then you make it so effective, so easy, right, for the counter to make sure that they have actually done the reminder to the patient. But for SMS, there's no limitation in terms of how many SMS that you can send out. But for WhatsApp, there's a rule and regulations that you can send maximum 600 WhatsApp message in a day from your system. So SMS, there's no limit. You can actually send as much as you want. It can be up to 1,000, 10,000, 15,000 just by one click. The next second, next minute, all the patient will receive the SMS from your clinic. And over here, you can also check on the stent history. So from here, you can see when was the stent date and who are the patients, then the phone number, and whether that successful or not success. So this is important. If let's say you want to just double check whether that your nurse is doing the job, then you can actually come here to confirm that this reminder has been sent out to the patient. And I would like to share with you another function, which is like it's easy for you to recall those patients that haven't come back to your clinic for a period of time. So for example, maybe in a dental clinic, you would like to recall the patients for 6 months or 9 months recalling. So who are the patients that, do you know who are the patients that haven't yet to come back to your clinic for the past 9 months, for example? So from this system, it's very simple. You just come to here, choose last 9 months, and you will see these are the patients that came 9 months ago. These are the patients. But you don't want to actually recall all the 4 of them because of these 4 of them, right? Some of them may have already come to your clinic after August 2019. So meaning that maybe in February, they actually came to your clinic as well. So these are the patients that you don't want to recall. You only want to recall those patients that since August 2019 never yet to come back to your clinic. So what you need to do is you just click on last visit only and search again. Now then, instead of 4 patients, now you only identified that 1 patient since August 2019 12 haven't come back to your clinic, even though could be due for the treatment or maybe another checkup. So what you can do is these are the patients. It could be 1. You can be like having 200 patients. So you can just compose the SMS from here. Click on compose SMS and send a message to the patients like, it's time for you to come back to the dental clinic for another checkup. So please call me to schedule for appointment. So you see, actually from here, right, even that you actually trying to recall like maybe 200 patients, 1,000 patients, even that 10% come back to your clinic is a very good thing because of you are successfully recalling the right patients to your clinic again. And this is your patients that require you to take care of their teeth to make sure that their oral health is good. So we have this method for you to recall the patients easily from this standard view. And beside that, we have this appointment schedule organizer. Is more for you to actually manage your doctor or resources schedule. Like for example, for Dr. Ahmad, maybe you want to actually, maybe Dr. Ahmad is going for a holiday, you can actually very easily block off one time only because it's just one time holiday. Else, you can also actually, like let's say the doctor only come like weekly, which date, then you can actually block off whichever date that the doctor is not coming to the clinic. For example, for Dr. Ahmad, is actually having a holiday tomorrow on the 16th of May till 6 p.m. one day, from morning till evening. Save. So when you actually back to the scheduler, right, on the 16th, you will see that the doctor appointment is already blocked off. So the nurse will not be like accidentally put in the appointment into the slot while the doctor is actually not available on that day. Yeah, so doctor, I also would like to actually share with you, right, what are the other functions that you might need to use, like for example, creating an MC to your patient. So let's say for this patient, we require MC from you, right? So in the medical record itself, you can also actually just straight away create MC for the patient. So you just create an MC and put in the date. For example, 2 days MC for this patient, and automatically the system will actually pick up will be on the 15 to 16. But if let's say you want to change the date, by all means, but meantime, we also have options for time slip. So you can actually go by MC or time slip. Time slip, then you can actually choose the time from what time to what time. And if let's say this time slip is actually for the parents, and this is the kid and the parents to bring to accompany, then over here, yes, you can actually put in the who is the one that actually accompany this patient to come for the clinic visit. Let's say it's an MC, without a reason or not, you can actually key in the reason, just print, you get an MC instantly. So with your clinic logo, medical certificate, patient name, IC number, unfit for duty for 2 days from when to when, then just sign off and give to the patient. So this is for the MC. And if any chance that you would like to actually record the conversation between you and the patients during the consultation, we have also an option of voice record. So you can click on voice record, then click start. Basically, you can actually record the whole conversation between you and your patient. This would be very useful sometimes also when you actually explaining the consent form to the patient, because to minimize any like miscommunication, or maybe the patient state that I do not know, I never aware, doctor never explained to me. So you can actually record this just for your record purposes, or maybe one day that you need to bring it up for as evidence, it can be kept here as well. Yes, it's already saved in here. Okay, then we also have another function, treatment tracker. What this treatment tracker for? For this treatment tracker, normally we are using this to track those long case. For example, your patients who are actually going on the orthodontic case with you, implant or RCT, yep, you can actually trace the patient very effectively by the treatment tracker. You can select what the treatment tracker is this. Let's say it's an ortho case. So this treatment type is actually up to you to define. Status, just start for today. And if there is any remark, if no, we just save it. So now this patient already having a treatment tracker with your clinic, and many other functions that you can actually use. Like for example, to generate a report, to see the summary of the medical record, all sort of things is all in here as well. So done, save, off. Yeah. So let's say doctor, at the same time, you're actually asking a deposit from the patient. You can just click on prepaid, collect the deposit. This could be very useful sometimes because of the patient, maybe by year end, they are coming here to make some payment, advance payment, and they would like to actually make use of the treatment next year. So you can actually also collect the payment and park under deposit. So this is a receipt for the deposit. So over here, you can see that this patient now having a prepaid amount of 300. Yeah. So just now, doctor, you have actually created a treatment tracker for this patient, right? So to make use of the treatment tracker for better treatment planning, so the nurse would also be able to make a what we call it is like a series of appointment to make sure that the patient really follow through the whole process. So when you actually click on, now the patient is like this Noreen having a few treatment type in fact for these patients, but I would like to actually edit from the orthodontic. Just double click on orthodontic, and I can see that the doctor has actually created this orthodontic treatment plan for this patient, and estimated the patient might need to come back for 15 times for the ortho case, and the overall charges for this is actually 6,000. So I can just make save for this treatment tracker, and from here onwards, right, we are tracking how many times the patient has come and what is the spending the patient has have with the clinic in the clinic. So you can also make a series appointment. For example, for this patient, you can actually put auto and who is the doctor in charge, Dr. Ahmad, set series. So let's say you are asking the patients to come back every month, every month for 15 times. So once you have saved in series, we now actually have preset the appointment with the patient for this auto case. This will be very useful, especially for appointment management. So your nurse will always actually know that these patients were having this appointment for the future date, and they can actually recall the patients by the nearer to the date, or maybe reschedule the appointment if let's say the patient can't make it. Like for example, this one, they can still reschedule it if let's say that the patient can't make it on the 15th of June. So then by time the patient actually want it on the 16th of June. Yeah, you can actually still reschedule it, but at least that you are still tracking well for the patient. And whatever medical record that actually created under this treatment tracker will be recorded here. Lab order. Lab order, if let's say that you need to actually prepare something, some device, denture or whatever for this treatment, yeah, you can actually request order from here. For example, this is our order management function. Like for example, for auto case, just put an example like this item under auto blanket retainer, for example. Then you can actually add to the list for this item requested by, this one is actually based on who making this request by the username. So we actually also track who requested this, send now, then this will actually flow to the order management. So the order management, maybe for the clinic manager, operation manager, they can check on it to make sure that this item arrive before the appointment. So this is actually for you to trace the request. It could be a lab request. So if let's say there's any lab request and there's any charges, the time, the supplier, it will actually show over here as well. So everything is like so neatly, nicely keep track under this treatment tracker. Okay, just now I've requested, right, for an item to be ready before the appointment. So I can actually go to the order management. So the second last, order management. And here I could see that there's on the 15th of May, admin actually requested for assist retainer for this patient. So what I need to do is just that click on here, create a new work order. We call it work order. This work order is actually for internal tracking purposes. So once you have done that, basically you can actually tie this work order to supplier, specific supplier. Let's say dance blind, and any remark you can actually put it in, And now you would say that it's actually approved by the purchaser. Is that say a purchaser or maybe sent to supplier, received from supplier. This status customizable, you can put in your own clinic order management flow. So let's say now I approve and I want to actually update to everyone that I've actually approved this work order. So once done, you just save it. And now this work order is already in the list, work order list. So you just approve, but haven't then actually sent to supplier. So this order management beside can make the things more systematically keep track, and you will not actually see a lot of like a book, notepad stick at the counter to actually in a way to remind the nurse what items to actually receive, what denture, which supplier, how much, which patients, this kind of messy and high risk that you actually mess up the cases. This thing actually can be minimized. Then meantime, this work order, you can also put in the cost by the time the lab actually invoice you with the charges. So from there, we're able to actually track the lab cost by patient. And from there, we can generate a doctor commission report for you. So this is actually the beauty part about the order management function. Next, I would like to show you the stock and services stock inventory features. So over here in the system, we're actually helping you to keep track on your stock. So for example, over here, you will actually see all the stock services and medication that you're actually having in your clinic. And what you can actually do, let's say that you would like to do some stock take by end of the month, we're having all these functions here. Just click on stock take. All the items showing all the stock balance over here, and you can straight away actually do the counting and update in the system. And in the meantime, you can also check on the inventory, stop moving, or create a new package. But maybe prior to this, you just would like to create a new item. The new item, the list over here, right? Before the installation, our service team, our support team will actually provide you a Excel sheet where you can actually key into the Excel all the price, items, product, services that you would like to actually include in the system. So before the installation, we could have already update into the system for you. So it's actually make your life so much easier. So immediately you can actually start using the system with your own price list. But subsequently, along the way, you actually need to add on some new services or product, right? You just click on the new item and define whether this is a product, service, medication, or immunization. Meaning it's like I would say it's like a vaccine. Yeah, you can actually put in here separately. So let's say it's a service. So you can actually group them by category. Let's say consultation, and then put in the name of the consultation. And this tax code, if let's say eventually we are going to have the SST or even GST, you can define what is the rate, what is the name of the code, what is the percentage, and so on. Then selling price. This is your so-called standard selling price. Selling price with SST, if let's say there's SST, commission, percentage, and you want to put the alternate code for quick access, any fixed cost that you want to put for this item, and if let's say you want to put in any procedure name for this item specifically. And over here, we also allowed you to put various pricing options, meaning if let's say you have a few panel and you would like to give a different price to panel patient, for example, for normal patient, okay, I just put in the service A, B, C. And for normal patients, it's like maybe not 500, it's 50. But for panel patient, I want to charge more. Okay, a normal price is 60, then for cash paying patients, cheaper. So panel patients will have to pay for 50 ringgit, but for normal patient, cheaper. So you can actually even give a discount for this patient preset in the system. So whoever patient come in as a normal patient, they will automatically in the system will be showing 45 ringgit. But then for panel patient, it will be 50 ringgit. So if let's say you have another panel AIA, 60, ABC or XYZ company, 100 is up to you to preset in the system. So it will be easier for the doctor without much of like checking. They can actually charge the patient correctly. So once you have done that, you just save. And now you're already having this new item in your list. Just now, under consultation, you have one service ABC, which is an active service as well. Okay, inventory and stock movement is actually for you to check on the movement of the items. Purchase, sold, consume, credit note, return in and out. So, and immediately you know where is the stock closing. So you can actually basically search by certain period of time. If let's say you want to do some closing, maybe end of December, yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah, you can actually choose a specific category and generate the data that you need. Inventory, very precisely, let's say product for sales. You get all the items. Where's the balance? Let's say you want to know specific the stock batch transaction. Hang on. Sorry, stock card. Yep. Sorry, because of this is actually a demo set, so we do not have much of a transaction for this item. So basically there's a showing an opening, then where is the quantity and where is the cost and where is the value. So you will actually show list down if let's say there's any invoice or receipt in and out, cost, value, you actually listed here. So it's very easy for you to cross-check or validate whether validate whether the information or audit whether the information is correctly keyed into the system. Okay, then we also have this package management for you to create a package. So for instance, you have actually a kids package. Yeah, you can actually create a kids package even with some discount. If let's say that you want to actually do some discount. Then from here, there's a package code, right? It's very easy in the future when you want to prescribe a patient for a package. So you can click on order, then put in the code. See, click on it. Oh, sorry, there's no stock. Let me make some stock. Okay, you can actually put in the short, the package, let's say auto package. Just click on auto package. Automatically, all the four items under the package will be included in the bill. So total 600. And you just click save. Just now, actually, I did mention about work done by or bill settled by. So you can see here, actually currently, this bill created by me, log in as an admin. But I would like to actually indicate that this bill is actually done by specific doctor. So you can actually indicate whether it's a Dr. A, Dr. B, Dr. C. So this work done by will be very good if let's say that you want to actually show in the report that who actually done all these cases. So you can actually release the commission accordingly. So you can make use of this work done by. If not, this bill is actually created by me, by item, issuer by me. So or if let's say the collected by who, so you can also actually indicate bill settled by normally is like collected, the meaning of collection is actually being done by which cashier. So you can have cashier 1, cashier 2, cashier 3. So once you have done that, you just save, then the bill has already created but yet to be settled, haven't paid yet. Yeah, last but not least, you also would like to know about the clinic report. Yeah, what are the reports that you can actually generate from our system? You can actually click on clinic report. We have actually already include more than 30 reports in the system for you. So which consists of business, whereby would be actually focusing on the financial report like outstanding, stock report, daily collection report, profit summary, lab order report, taxes, stock moving summary, and so on. Then clinic research would be more on like a billing audit report, disease register, patient visit record. This one is actually for you to do some research. But talking about this billing audit report, right, is actually is a very important report whereby we are tracking who was the one that actually uh, edited, delete, created a bill, an appointment, and so on. And this why is so important because of it's easy for you to do an audit when times that some issue actually happened. Like for example, the payment, it doesn't seem like correct as like it should be like 500 collected for these patients, but when you actually go into the system, I remember I collected 500, but why that the system showing only 300? So you would like to check, was that anyone that actually edited the payment or edited the bill? So who was that person? So you can actually go and generate from the audit, billing audit report. Then, beside that, compliance report is normally the reports that requested by the KKM. So, such as like all dispensary report, patient recall by product and services, X-ray, and also like a psychotropic and dispensary report. So, we already having it in the system. Marketing, for you to know who are these patients, patient appointment details, summary, last visit, treatment summary, visit summary, and referral source. So like I said just now, you, the referral source, like for example, how they get to know about your clinic is referral source. Yeah, can just double click on it. The date that you would like to know, then just generate the report. Oops, sorry, no information because it's our demo data because of I haven't actually like put in any referral for the patient. Okay, maybe I show you another report which like normally the clinic like to actually make use of like treatment charges, payment versus lab cost. So you can actually select the date that you want, just load the data. See, this is actually from 1st of May till 15th of May. All the bill, the receipt, the payment date, receipt date, billing ID, patient name, issued by who, where is the services, where is the charges, and where is the payment method, all will be listed here just by one click. Then maybe you would like to have a look at a daily collection summary. can actually select daily collection summary. Again, can select the date and load. Yeah, all these report just by a click away. This is a sample by date, by cash, master, visa, check, and so on. And something that will be very useful if let's say that you're actually having an associate in your dental clinic, which you would like to generate a commission by month end. So you can actually select a date. You can search by the doctor as well. Yeah, if not, you can just create load as an overall, as a total for the clinic. You can actually go by doctor as well. So if let's say you have more than one doctor, then you can actually generate by doctor. So you can see this is a simple kind of like the dental doctor commission report. So whereby we actually looking into the total treatment, the bill that generated for the month, then total product, total medicine, work order cost. So normally this one we are referring to the lab cost. Then what is the payment from this bill? So this is actually a like a summary, but over here we are showing the breakdown as well, the breakdown of treatment, the patient name, where is the treatment item, and then what is the charges total, how to come to the 1570. Then breakdown of product, there's no product, so zero, nothing. Then breakdown of medicine. So from here, you can actually put in, because of this report, you can also save in PDF, Excel, PDF or Excel or any format that you wish to. So you can then actually generate this report, save this report in Excel format, and you can put in the percentage that you want for your calculation purposes. So this is actually for the dental commission report. So all these reports, basically you can actually read from here the description, and you can preview the report. If let's say that yet to have any data in the system, so you can actually preview the report. So for example, I select the referral source, which just now I'm trying to actually generate the report to let you see. So basically over here, this report is to show, you can read from here, this report display the information of patient based on the respective referral source. Referral source meaning how do you know us? When you register a patient, you put in how do you know us, then from here, you can actually generate such a report, patient name, and then the sex, date of birth, and how they actually get to know from your clinic. So this is where we actually generate the information from. So here you see again that we actually showing you a preview of the report, and also where we derive the information from. So let's say I again want to want to generate this report. Just double click on the referral report, put in the date. So for demo purposes, I put in for longer period. Just load. So this is the data from this demo system currently, whereby there's one patient registered with the referral channel. So it's referred by doctor, who is the doctor, Dr. Lim, I record. So some clinic, they may even actually work out a token of appreciation, or even some hamper, maybe during New Year, Chinese New Year. So this report to drive some value to the clinic as well. Okay, I've actually done with the cleaning report. There are many reports that you can make use of from the system. But beside that, right, we also have a dashboard for you to have an overview of your clinic performance. Yeah, so you can see your workload by doctor, appointment type, popular treatment, what kind of treatment is like the most popular treatment in your clinic, then profitable treatment, and how is the average waiting time. So this one is like an overview for the boss to know who is actually having the most patients in my clinic, how is the performance and so on. And we also have a more detailed kind of like data mining functions, like for you to view appointment versus sales. Yeah, and even actually sales versus contributor. Contributor is like by this scanning this information. If let's say this two chart is not sufficient, you want to create a new thing, you can always add a new chart. Yeah, you can actually name the chart title, the chart type. You can choose from data group, and you can design your chart. But this could be quite technical. So our team will actually will provide you the training, or in fact, you can even actually engage with us to create the chart that you want. But this is a basic chart that you can actually already enjoy the overall performance of the clinic or by individual doctor. So last but not least, maybe I just would like to quickly show you about the user permission. So for user permission, right, yes, you can create a user over here. You can very easily create a new user for the system. Then you can define what exactly, like for example, I click on this person config, and you can actually put in the role. So you can actually define the role, whether this person is an admin, nurse, counter, doctor, stock manager, finance manager, clinic manager, or you can even create a new role. By how? Over here, we have a user access control. So let's say by doctor access module, registration, appointment, patient, and all these module, right, you can actually define for this user whether you allow that person to access to this permission, this module or not. So we have already done this preset it for nurse, counter, doctor, stock manager, and finance manager. But it's up to you. If let's say that you want to create even a new role, you can do that also. You can add on another specific role for your clinic. And want to be more precise for the registration, all these persons you want to block off. Like for example, for doctor, you don't want to allow the doctor to add relationship, then you can actually click and hide the control. So then, meaning as a doctor role to log into my system, right, I wouldn't be able to add relationship. So all this we have already done it in the system. You can actually define the user permission by your own self. But we have also done some shortcut for you, meaning that you can actually straight away use the user role over here as well. That's all of my demo for today. If you do have any questions, yeah, we actually welcome the questions. You can actually send it in to us, then we can actually show it to you step by step. Thank you very much.